Hey VC, it's Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. I hope everybody's doing well out there today and got through Thanksgiving and Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all that bullshit. Anyway, hope everybody has been doing well. Black Friday, record store day. I don't know about, some other people said their places were very busy. Our place was not that busy. I think people, at least from what I could gather, that people a little burned out by having 3 record store days in a row and then another one for Black Friday. So 4 in a row. By the end, I think people have said, like, it's enough already. Our place I go to, they opened doors at 8 o'clock. I got there at 6. I was number 7 in line. And they gave out tickets, so I was able to go leave, go get some coffee, come back, sit in the car, and wait in the car, reading the paper and hanging out till about 7:45 when they opened. They came back outside. Everybody got out of their cars, and they let us in at 8 o'clock. I got almost everything I wanted. A couple of things they didn't have, and I still don't have, but that's okay. All in all, I did really well. I'm real pleased with what I got. First thing I'm going to show, I was real happy to get this. It's the Herbie Hancock. This was recorded in San Francisco in 1977. Never released in the United States, only released in Japan. So they gave you this nice little cool obi strip here, so a fake obi strip there. That came with it. And the inside, they give you the inner sheet, which is all printed in Japanese. So if you're versed in Japanese, it sort of would help you. Recorded 1977. It's Herbie Hancock on piano, Ron Carter on bass, Tony Williams on drums. It's all acoustic, and I was really happy with it. It's fantastic. Just great recording, great songs, and couldn't ask for any more. Really, really pleased with it. A real surprise. I really was sort of hesitating on getting it, but really happy I did. Beautiful. Nice job. Next one is another one that I was sort of spending a little money, didn't know if I wanted to get it. Finally said, to hell with it, I'm going to buy it. And it is Luther Dickinson and the Cooperators featuring Sade Thomas, live recorded 2016. Luther, I guess, was in the North Mississippi All-Stars and also played for the Black Crowes for a while. But this was great. I mean, beautiful slide guitar, very bluesy, funky rock. Just great. Really, I didn't know what to expect, and really high on this record. I was just really, really happy with it. And it's beautiful marbleized blue vinyl from New West Records. New West. I always happy with New West. They do a really nice job. So beautiful pressing, a great album. Really enjoyed the heck out of it. Again, I was sort of almost a blind buy for me. I mean, I knew the name Luther Dickinson. I had heard a couple of North Mississippi All-Star albums, but really wasn't sure what to expect. And a really, really nice surprise. Super album. Next one, another one that not many people have shown, and I'm really happy with it. It's Jorma Kaukonen, who was originally with the Jefferson Airplane, and then with Hot Tuna, and a friend of his named John Hurlbut, and it's called The River Flows. All right, back in the day, in the late 60s, I went to college in Ohio University, down in Athens, Ohio. Outside Athens, the next county over is called Meigs County, and a lot of us hippies ended up living in Meigs County. Jorma, a number of years ago, about 20-some-odd years ago, started a place out there called the Fur Peace Ranch, which is right outside Athens, and where he gives guitar lessons and concerts, etc. This was recorded there. It's a beautiful package, by the way. Beautiful. I mean, just fantastic packaging. There's Jorma. The other guy, John Hurlbut, I guess owned a record store in Columbus, Ohio. Had never really recorded before, and but was a friend of John's and played with John a lot. Nice book inside with all sorts of interesting information about the recording. Great pictures. Oh, of course, open one page without a picture. Great pictures. And it's very much, well, as they talk about it, it was John Jorma Kaukonen said he was really happy to be able to take second place to John Hurlbut. So Jorma doesn't do any singing, but he plays all the lead guitar parts. So he said he was able to sort of sit back, relax, let the other guy take the lead in the singing, and he was able to concentrate on guitar. It's all acoustic, and it's, again, fantastic on this beautiful red splatter. And again, a really great surprise. I knew I'd like it, but I didn't know how much I like it. This guy, John Hurlbut, really great voice. Very much, sometimes reminds me of John Prine. Highly recommend this record if you like hot tuna, you like acoustic, folky kind of music. Just great. Beautiful packaging and a great, great album. What else did I get? I got two more. I'll go to this one first. Then I got the one I was really high on, and it's the Sonny Rollins Live in Holland, 1967. It's really good. I've come around. When I first listened to it the first time, I was a little disappointed because the acoustics and recording are pretty second rate. The first album is 3 albums. The first album is recorded in studio. Side A is recorded in studio and sound is good. Side 2 is recorded at a club in Netherlands in '67, and it's okay. Side 3, 4, 5, and 6, recording is not great, but the music is great. Sonny's on fire. I mean, he really is burning up the album, and I've come around to it. I was a little disappointed in the beginning, but I've come around, and I sort of enjoy it now more. Beautiful booklet. They always do a great job. There's Resonance Records. They always do a beautiful packaging job. It's on black vinyl, so I don't have to show you that. But great pictures of the band, and they talk a lot about the band. The bass player I never heard of, Ruud Jacobs. I assume he's from the Netherlands, from Holland, yeah. And Han Benenick on drums. They're both really competent, if not really good. But Sonny is just burning it up. And like I said, I was a little disappointed in the beginning, but I've definitely come around and am now a fan and enjoy this record a lot. So played it a couple times already, and definitely going to be in heavy rotation for a while. That's Sonny Rollins, Live in Holland, 1967. And the store I buy most of my records from, Bull Moose Music, has a system where when you spend money, you get points. And when you get a certain amount of points, you can buy a record or anything in the store for half price. So if you have 25 points and the record costs $25, you can get it for half price. You need as many points as the price of the record. So as I was leaving, the guy said, you have about 27 points left if you want to use them. And I left the store, decided not to use it, got in the car, drove, turned around, went back, decided how could I let it sit there, and I got the Lou Reed Live for half price. So instead of $25, it's cost me like $12. So it's hard to say no. And again, really good. I mean, this is his on maroon. I like that they replicate the original RCA label on that. From what I can tell, this was his first concert after leaving the Velvet Underground. Played Alice Tully Hall in New York City. 2-record set. It's the second show of the concert he did. And interesting, some of the songs, though we know them very well, in 1973 when this was put out, people are not reacting to those songs as if they know them. In other words, and he does Walk on the Wild Side. The audience, there's no reaction to it. So I have a feeling it might have been the first time a lot of people heard that song. He also does White Light, White Heat, I'm Waiting for My Man, Sweet Jane, Heroin is a fantastic version of that, Rock and Roll, Sister Ray. This is great. I'm a big Lou Reed fan anyway, so this is great to add to my collection. There's the inner thing. So Lou Reed Live, 1973, New York City. About 3 weeks ago, I placed an order with Sounds of Vinyl. And they had a 30% off sale, so I jumped on that. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I finally got in touch with them. I said, where's the deal? My records still haven't shipped yet. Oh, we're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. They shipped them out, and they finally arrived on Record Store Day. So the same day I bought those, I came home. That night, I had 4 more records that I had ordered. First one I'll show, which I'm also really... I only played it once, so I've got to listen a little more. It's the new Elvis Costello album, Hello Clockface. Double record set. I think this, if I remember, it's on black vinyl. Yeah. Yeah, this is the black vinyl version. Nice label they did there. The record is all over the place. Starts off with a poem on Revolution 49, and I heard the poem and I said, oh, he's doing a Leonard Cohen thing, which is not bad, but it wasn't what I expected. And then he goes into other stuff. There's rock and roll on here, there's old-timey music, there's all sorts of stuff. It's a very schizophrenic kind of record. You can't say, sometimes you say, well, that's Dylan's folk album, or that's so-and-so's rock album, and that's this album, the retro album. This, you can't say that. This is, I guess, recorded in 3 different places, and it seems like it. It was recorded at Helsinki, Paris, and New York, and it sort of comes across that way. Most of the songs I really liked. I got to listen to them again. Like I said, only played it one time through. Big Elvis Costello fans. I always like Elvis, and I think this will be a keeper and definitely be in heavy rotation for a while. So there you go. Elvis Costello, Hello Clockface. I did not spring for the signed version and all the fancy versions. I went for the regular deal. Another record I got, which is on in the background, is Miles Davis and John Coltrane. And this is the final tour, Copenhagen, March 24th, 1960. Basically the same band as on Kinda Blue, except no Cannonball Adderley and no Bill Evans. So it's Miles Davis, Paul Chambers, Jimmy Cobb, John Coltrane, and Wayton Kelly. It's on in the background here. And actually, it's the first time I'm hearing it. I haven't listened to it yet, so we're hearing it together for the first time. I first listened to the beginning of it. Recording sounds really good. First time on vinyl. So, how can you go bad? I mean, some of the greatest musicians of the 20th century right there. Next one I ordered. This was the first jazz album I ever bought. Originally recorded in 1958. I bought it in 1966 when I was in high school. And it's Thelonious Monk, Thelonious in Action. Recorded at the 5 Spot in New York City. The Thelonious Monk Quartet with Johnny Griffin on saxophone. It's still as great as I remember. It's fantastic. Thelonious Monk, Johnny Griffin, Ahmad Abdul Malik on bass, and Roy Haynes on drums. Light Blue, Coming on the Hudson, Rhythm a Thing, Blue Monk, Evidence. It's fantastic. So I had a older repress, not in really good condition, and I really wanted a nice clean copy. It's on Riverside. I sort of wish this is an OJC, I sort of wish they'd put it out in mono instead of stereo, but it is what it is. And it's one of my favorite albums. Really turned me on to jazz and got me excited. It made me a Monk fan forever and ever. So this was Thelonious Monk in Action. As you see, a lot of jazz. The more jazz I listen to, the more jazz I want to listen to. I'm getting into it. Another one I bought, this is the 4th one I got from Sounds of Vinyl, and this again was 30% off, so it's hard to say no. Been looking for this for a while. It's Hank Mobley, and this is No Room for Squares, with Lee Morgan, Donald Byrd, Andrew Hill, Herbie Hancock, John Orr, Butch Warren, and Philly Joe Jones. He has 2 different bands, actually. One side has one band, one side has the other band. But fantastic album on Blue Note, standard regular Blue Note label everyone's seen. It's the 75th anniversary issue. I know everybody says the 75th is not nearly as good as the 80th anniversary, but for the price, it sounds fine to me, and the price was right. Love me some Lee Morgan, so I was really excited to get more Lee Morgan and Hank Mobley in my collection. No Room for Squares, Hank Mobley with Lee Morgan. And on Record Store Day, my buddy Brian from Shamrock and Records was working that day, and he wanted 2 specific records that he couldn't get because he was working, so I told him I'd be glad to pick them up for him. So I picked those up for him, I dropped them off, and he had a record for me that he had a duplicate copy of. So we did some trades, and he gave me the first Warren Zevon album. Covers all taped and beat, but the record is really clean. And I have a number of Warren Zevon. I have his greatest hits. I have 2 or 3 other albums, but I did not have this one. And this is great. It has a lot of stuff I knew, like Hasten Down the Wind, Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me, Desperados Under the Eaves, Carmelita, Muhammad's Radio. But it also has Frank and Jesse James, which I didn't know, Mama Couldn't Be Persuaded, Backs Turned Looking Down the Path, The French Inhaler. So a bunch of new songs that I hadn't known before, so that's really good. And great album. Love Warren Zevon. So glad to have this. And nice trading with Brian. I also picked up I was at Goodwill, and they had Emmylou Harris, a whole bunch of her albums. So I called him up. I said, I know you like her. Do you want anything? He says, well, if they have the Christmas album, grab that. So they had 2 copies, and one was like brand new. So I got that for him. And what else did we trade? A couple of little things. But yeah, there you go. Warren Zevon. So that was my Record Store Day. I think I did really well. I did not get the Bill Evans at Ronnie Scott's, and I didn't get the George Coleman. I think I'm going to start looking around for the George Coleman, because I would really like to have that in my collection. I bought a bunch of Bill Evans the last couple of Record Store Days that they had. So I decided to skip that one and go for the Sonny Rollins. I hope everybody else had a really good Record Store Day. They've got things they wanted and weren't disappointed in what they did get. I want to thank all the new subscribers. I got a bunch of new subscribers recently, so thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to spend some time with me in my little station here. Hope things go well for everybody. Make it through the holidays. Take care of each other. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Stay 6 feet apart at least. And until next time, peace.